2 of The Gates of Hell at CERN. Bill Connolly coming back at you again. I want to go over, I think, what's happening now. Everybody sees a picture of what's going on in the world, why things are not the way it is. We're in debt. People are having problems in their lives, with all kinds of things in terms of things not working right. Got people disappearing and all kinds of weird things happening. But I want to go into one thing about CERN that somebody told me, an astrophysicist that I was talking to not too long ago. She told me something very interesting. Here we are at CERN creating this huge gravitational pull. I mean, everything gets consumed with this huge Large Hadron Collider using this new technology, the awake technology. And the field is so strong. I mean, the gravitational field is like a black hole, can eat anything up. It pulls everything and everything into it. Well, this woman was she was in the cafeteria in CERN. And she told me this bizarre story. What happened to Ralph came through. And I said, what do you mean he came through? She was sitting down in the cafeteria having some food. And this is in CERN, in one of the cafeteria area. Bizarre story. And she said she heard some buzzing coming through. And there's some buzzing noise coming through the walls. And she said it sounded like a swarm of bees, this woman. She's an astrophysicist. She's a very credible person. She's not going to lie. And what she saw freaked her out. It scared her. She couldn't even eat her dinner. She couldn't have her food. It was nighttime when this happened. And she described seeing a film of like a mist coming from the walls of CERN. And it looked almost like when you have a barbecue, you can see the heat coming up. Heat is a wave. It's like light is a wave, So anyway, she says the buzzing got stronger. And as the buzzing got stronger, a film started to form of a picture. Sort of like when you put a projector in front of a screen, or on a wall, you see it looks transparent. He was transparent, Mr. Rolf Dieter. He became transparent. And after he became transparent, there was a little bit of a smell. She described almost like ozone. And he blinked out. He just completely vanished. She freaked out and just didn't know what happened. Somebody came in and talked to her about what happened. And apparently this is what happened to the employees at CERN. Their cellular structures are different than ours. And what I mean by that is they can control their atoms at will. The reptilians can control their atoms at will. There's a certain type of field that's generated in CERN, a strong magnetic field created by the reactions, by this reactor in here. It's huge. And apparently, the employees at CERN, their systems, can absorb atoms at will with this special radiation that's being released through this huge behemoth here. So they're able to absorb these atoms, and when they're absorbing these atoms and everything in their system at will, their DNA alters when they're doing this because of the radiation, the strange radiation that's being emitted in CERN. It's not, I don't know if it's gamma waves, I don't know exactly. She didn't go into the type of radiation, exactly what it was that they were absorbing. These reptilians can absorb the energy from this reactor source, from what CERN is pushing out. It's pushing out a lot of power in this field. They get energized somehow through this. They're not from around here, so their cellular structure is different. So their DNA changes. They can change their DNA around a little bit through this propagational wave coming in from CERN. She didn't get into the source of it. It was gamma rays or beta rays. She didn't get into it. But she explained, somebody dragged her in the corner and said they're controlling the atoms at will. Some of these employees at CERN are not from around here, and they use the reactor power to power and give them nourishment. They feed off of this. So this power source here that they're using at CERN, they're feeding off of it like a food. It's their nourishment. So that's all she explained. I didn't get into all the technicalities of it. They can control the atoms at will, which is very interesting to be able to do that. And I'll go in also talking about how CERN is connected to different planets. As of, I wanted somebody even explained to me in person almost about how CERN is connected to Saturn. And I'll explain the connection between Saturn and CERN in a second. Because they explained to me the strong antimatter field that's being created, this time-space distortion that's opening up these portals. It's almost like a space-time, it's a space-time dilation is what they explained. And they're pulling the fabric of space to you. So with Saturn, how the hell can they go that fast? They're not traveling at the speed of light. They're pulling it back. CERN is opening up a portal. They're pulling the fabric of space back to you. Saturn is actually a power station. It generates a hell of a lot of power. They're using it for many things, Saturn. It's actually it powers some of the moons. Some of the moons of Saturn are being powered by this planet. So, you got to see the picture in the solar system, how everything is connecting to CERN. CERN is right now a linking device. It's connecting different places right now because other planetary systems, from what I understand, also have the same technology to do this. Okay? A lot of this shit's being funded very, very quietly behind closed doors, okay? It's not privately funded, like NASA went private. But anyway, a lot of these agencies, you don't hear about who they are. They're actually funding the black budget for space travel and aeronautical stuff. The budget is over $1 trillion, man. So they're going into so much money. They're out of. They don't have enough money to fund the programs anymore. And their bazaar is all hell, so they can't really go any further. But anyway, the bottom line is this: the world that we live in here on the planet Earth is being controlled by something else. And you can call it whatever you want to call it. They call it energies. You can call it aliens. You can call it whatever the hell you want. Archons. You can call them interdimensional beings from other worlds. There's all different names people use, But the point of the matter is we're opening up an interdimensional portal and things are coming through. I'm not lying about anything here. I'm just going by how these creatures, these reptilians, are not from here. They're working at CERN. They have a different cell structure than we do, okay? Okay, they can mask themselves, they can cloak, do all kinds of weird-ass stuff. So, you get the gist of what I'm saying. I'm going to sign out a little bit. My phone doesn't handle all this. I'm going to go over to 2 in a second. Bill, peace out. Hope you enjoyed some of this presentation. I wish I could do more because my phone won't do it. But this is somebody at CERN was telling me how this works, and they were an astrophysicist. She's a woman. She's credible. I've gone to the NATO-shaped headquarters, these meetings in NATO several times, and listened to these scientists arguing about not having enough money to fund some of these far-out projects and stuff. And the Supreme Allied Command of NATO is right on top of the goddamn saucer program. They're helping fund some of this space project shit. NATO-shaped headquarters. Nobody knows about NATO-shaped headquarters. The Supreme Allied Command is the highest ranking you can in the military. Project Sign was the highest you can go. So you got to look at the picture here. This type of stuff is happening, folks. And like I said again, they're here. It's just hard to really get a grasp on. And these interdimensional beings can transform themselves into other things. It's sort of like shape-shifting. It's not the same. They can turn into something else. They can control their own DNA and their atoms at will. They can turn into from what I understand, they can turn into a lizard or a bug at any time. So you might have bugs flying in your house that might, it's hard to explain, man. They just have a different science. It's bizarre. I'll get into it a little later. I'm going to sign out and try to do part 3 because of my phone. And they're knocking my phone out and I don't have enough space for it. So enjoy the video. Bill's signing out. You can see that what they're doing out there, they're over budget. They don't have enough to do everything. Bill's signing. Peace out. Enjoy the video.